There's a great quote by FX Tool. It says, boxing is a risk of everything, so that you can respect yourself for the rest of your life.
Magic time, baby! Oh! Dennis! Wally, good luck. Wally.
You know, when you live for this and you put all your heart and desire into this, you're really risking everything. You could be damaged mentally, you could be damaged physically, go all the way to the point of dying, you know. And then there's other risks that you wouldn't necessarily think of when it comes to boxing unless you're a fighter, where you're risking your own pride, you're risking your worth for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because should this fail, where do you go?
Paulie, like I said, whip his motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking boy. Tonight's your night. It's time to shine tonight. You want to shine? Make it happen tonight. You want to shine like you want to? Because I know you want to. This is it. You live. You can't get any shiner than this, brother. So come get it. Get it.
Tonight is the night, baby. You become world champion. Lord, took Paulie a long, tough road to get here. Tonight's his night. Please watch over him, Lord. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and lead us not into temptation against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Queen of Victory, praise for us.
Stay real. Nobody wants to hear the ranks that talk about shelves he's peeled, but I just can't help the way I feel like I can relate to the anger and the temperament the shady portrays. It's like the rush I get when someone fucks on my shit. That rush of confidence when I'm at the end of my wits and head all like his dance. Some mouthy fingers trying to pretend he's a walking psychopath when he's with all of his friends. The time for talking is lost. That goes off my rationality. The whiskey sharks brought it off. My soul fatality. If it's beef they want, that I bring the herd and cattle, and I ain't packing no gun. Give me a fist ball battle, just where I'm from. You packing the weapon and music coward. This is mine, we mine. We'll see who give a shower with these rights and left. If you don't fight, you best be on your way. You better watch what you say under your breath, bitch. You don't know who I be. Took the chance that I flee. Should think before you brag. I'll use your face as my speed bag. You won't be, I will please me.
I put all my eggs into this basket where it really was the risk of everything to respect myself for the rest of my life. And I'm there now, man. I'm at that world title fight stage. So I risked it all, and I'm this close to getting everything. This close to being able to respect myself for the rest of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in New York City. It's time for the main event of the evening. On my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue and white trunks, born, raised, and proudly representing Brooklyn, New York.
November 23rd, 1980, the day I was born. A star was born on that day. It's Paulie Malignaggi. But nah, on the real, that was my birthday, and I'm 25 years old now. And a lot of things have happened since then. I've lived in a lot of places, especially early in my life. It seemed like my parents couldn't really figure out where they wanted to live, whether it would be here or whether it would be in Italy. We lived most of the time in Italy, but my father, being a soccer player, tried to travel all over the place really to get work. And then, you know, once he stopped playing soccer, we ended up coming here, and that's when he left. Things just got a little bit tough, you know. We ended up having to be on welfare because, you know, my mother didn't speak English, so you couldn't really get work, you know. My mother, when she remarried with my stepfather, I think she wanted to make life easier on all of us, you know. And I believe she had the best intention in mind, and, you know, things just didn't work out. I was still young. I was 9 years old when my mother got remarried, so I thought I was going to have a father figure, like somebody teaching me to grow up as a man. It wasn't like that, man. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that holds grudges for a long time, but, you know, there's a lot of things that could have been done differently, and they weren't. The boy I was yesterday made me the man I am today. I wouldn't change it for nothing, but if I think about it hard enough, I still get mad, you know. It really irks me. Me and my brother were always close. We kind of knew we were the outcasts in the house. That's how we felt, you know, so it kind of became like us against him, you know, and like, you know, my mother a lot of times took his side. I don't know for what reason. Maybe because she didn't want division in the house, and she thought maybe he could lead the house the right way. But the guy's not capable of leading the house at all. You know what I'm saying? The guy was wrecking everything. If you got to take your frustrations out on two kids that don't know any better and make their life hell growing up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, to me, you ain't a man.
A real man doesn't step to women. He doesn't step to young children. He doesn't try to intimidate women and children. A real man, if he's undergo a task, he wants to take on something greater than him, bigger than him, stronger than him. Can I conquer it? Can I defeat it? You know, those weren't any of his intentions.
Summer of '96, finally, you know, it all boiled over, man. You know, he was doing his thing. He was going to throw me and Umberto a beating for whatever reason it was, and we jumped him, man. We jumped him good. The house got all messed up, and he told my mother that he wanted us out. Pretty much the only male figure I can remember having, you know, is my grandfather when I moved back here at 15, you know. It's my grandmother and my grandfather. I lived with them before I moved out on my own. And they've been taking care of me. And then now I rent the apartment from them. I pretty much try to look at his example as a male, a figure, and as a man, you know, and I try to become a man through his example.
Non è una cosa buona, non è che potevo lasciare. Noi altri contentissimi siamo stati di ricevere mio nipote, perché non è che potevo lasciare mio nipote fuori. Il mio nipote subito l'ho ricevuto, senza problemi, senza problemi, e l'ho ricevuto senza niente.
My baby grandson. Okay.
How much do you guys love your grandson?
Let me see. Excuse me?
Quando vuoi ben a Toronto.
Oh, much love, forget about it. I'm more big in the wall. More big in the wall.
Back in the days when it was a teenager.
This school right here is when I went to high school, back when I moved back to Brooklyn, Newtrick High School, and it brings back a lot of memories, not always such positive memories. We started like losing the conscience in that way, you know what I'm saying? I used to carry knives on me, big ass knives. I had a gun on me, I take it to school, you know? And eventually, like I said, they got tired of me, threw me out. Like, I thought they would just threaten me with that. I didn't think they would actually throw me out of the school, you know? And so I was aggravated. I was like, man, I can't believe I just got thrown out of the school. I can't even go back in, you know?
Quando a Paolo l'hanno buttato fuori dalla scuola, io l'ho portato con me a lavorare.
Yeah, I guess just to keep me out of trouble, keep me like out of the street, and keep me just from doing nothing pretty much. So he would just, all right, go sit down, lay on the couch over there in the house we were laying on. And I would just do nothing all day. And I would tell him, like, yo, you give me $10 a day over here. What do you want? He's like, yeah, but you don't do nothing. Yeah, I don't do nothing, but I'm also wasting an entire day, every single day of my life. I don't want to do this.
La decisione l'ha fatto lui. Lui l'ha fatta la decisione, perché tutti i giorni mi piaceva che voleva essere iscritto alla box. Di scriverlo in un'altra scuola, calcio, football, baseball, ma no, al pugilato. Poi lui ha insistito e ho chiamato mio figlio e l'ho fatto scrivere.
So he had my uncle take me to the gym.
Now whoever has courage and a strong and collected spirit in his breast, let him come forward, lace the gloves, and put up his hands.
Throw your hands up, feel that B-boy love. You don't need no reason to do it, but just because. Throw your hands up, if this is getting you high, forget about your problems, put your fist in the sky.
Paulie came here when he was a youngster. He was just a tough kid from Brooklyn. He was getting into trouble in school. He was getting into trouble in the neighborhood. And he thought it was about time he did something for himself. So he came into Gleason's gym.
I think they had more in mind that I was going to get my ass kicked and stop boxing, and just at least teach me a lesson. You know?
And it turned out that this young man found himself. He found something that could discipline him.
I used to come home and be like, yo, I'm doing good, man. I'm not getting my ass kicked like I was in the beginning, you know? Like, I was like a whole new chapter of my life opened up, you know? I found something I liked. I found something that kept me away from the bad distractions, and things got a little better for me after that.
Io pensavo che dove può arrivare. Poi quando l'ho visto combattere la prima volta in dilettante, ho visto che era buono. Io pensavo che mi spaventavo, che ci succedeva qualcosa, invece è finita la sovescia. È finito che mio nipote il primo round l'ha seduto a botte a quello là.
My grandfather was always very supportive of me boxing. Once he saw me fight and he saw I had talent, I won the Golden Gloves in my first try in my first 4 fights. He would always tell people, no, my grandson's going to be a champion one day. His eyes light up when he talks about me.
Certo, mi sono sentito bene, perché io non pensavo che lui aveva fatto tanto. Onestamente, io non lo pensavo.
Another big motivator is to really make my grandfather proud, to show him that, he started me doing this and it was worth it.
When I first met Paulie, he had just won the U.S. Nationals. And I'd seen him fight in the Golden Gloves, and I knew that for a white kid, this was an unusual fighter. His speed is just unusual. And he appealed to me. But then when he won the U.S. National Championship after 36 amateur fights, I was like, this kid's a prodigy. And then Paulie came into my office with the hair spiked up and the cocky attitude and all the confidence in the world, and told me basically he needed to turn pro. He was living on his grandmother's couch. And I didn't know at that moment that the kid could be a champion, but I knew that this kid was promotable. And his promotability was like so obvious I had to sign him.
From Brooklyn, New York, Paulie Malignaggi!
Temptation so easily deceives me. Easy girl, I've been known to get sleazy. I can take it all the way back to 83 before the government even knew. Come and get down!
Generally, white fighters, Mexican fighters rely more on brawling, tend to just be tough kids. It's punching power or tenacity that gets them to the top. This kid was all speed.
We are inside the venerable Hampton Beach Casino Ballroom as we start this evening with one of the emerging characters of the fight game. The unbeaten Paul Malignaggi takes on tough Kevin Watts.
Despite his lack of formal education, the kid is tremendously astute at self-marketing.
I'm the flashiest fighter out there.
22-year-old Paul Malignaggi goes by the nickname Magic Man. However, his opponents and some fans, they would have other choice names for the Brooklyn fighter.
Paulie, it's a love him or hate him kind of fighter. But it's not so important that everyone love you. It's important that everyone know you.
Paulie! Touch him. Kevin Watts has no concerns with Paul Malignaggi's style. He said, I'll show him that I'm a bull. I will show him that on this night, he's going to be in a man's world.
Well, he's going to be in a speed world. He better be ready for that speed tunnel. That speed tunnel goes by the name of Malignaggi. Best asset is that pure speed from Malignaggi. Twice about being aggressive or cocky.
Punches in round one, 58-30, a 17-3 edge for the undefeated Paul Malignaggi. Late Sharp started at 23 years old.
Right now, the speed of Malignaggi is a big problem for Watts.
Looks at himself as still a fresh guy. Good stiff left hand from Paul Malignaggi.
I think he knows who he can, bully and he can talk to, and he knows I'm not one of them people.
And there always comes that point in a Paul Malignaggi fight where the opponent starts to react to what Malignaggi is doing and that flashiness and that style.
And he knows he can't get under my skin.
And here we go.
I'm tough. I ain't going anywhere. I'm going to be there for all 10 rounds. If he makes it, which I doubt it.
We'll welcome you into the dark side of life. Welcome you here tonight.
And the talking has begun as the jab continues to come.